Hey, scrappy friends. This is Mags from MagsGraphics, and I have a quick video today to talk about the everyday enhanced photo clusters that I create and how you can change up the shapes very easily within Artisan software. So here's another video in my Scrap It Easy segment. First thing I'm going to do is hide this and go over and choose a cluster from the Everyday Enhanced Photo Clusters 2. I will tell you that as I've been creating these more and more, I have adjusted how I have been creating them, and that will make a little bit of a difference. And I'm going to show you both situations. But I'm going to start with the most recent, the Everyday Photo Clusters 2, and I'm just going to add one of these to the page. When I created these, the second set, I am using photo drops with strokes, not with effects. So, and that's pretty much how I'm doing them from now on. And so this first way is the easiest way. I'm going to right click and ungroup. Number is just telling you how many photo drops are on there, and all of these are considered live shapes. But let's go, for example, that you want this to be a heart and not a circle. So you can slide over here to the shapes panel, and I'm going to choose the built-in shapes. Artisan comes with a lot of different shapes that can be applied to things. You can see as I scroll down, lots of choices, but I'm going to go up to one of the easiest ones is just a heart. I'm going to right click and apply this shape to the selected elements, and you can see it turned this into a heart, which really changes up the way the whole thing looks, because now we're talking about a dating, love, wedding, anniversary, or some other type. Maybe this is actually more of a pet thing. I could apply it, and now I have a photo drop that's a paw print. Paw prints are a little tough to add photos to, but I could always add a paper in here and use this spot for journaling. Maybe I want to talk about some kind of an award down here near the bottom. I know I saw one. Yeah, one of these that looks like a sun or a shield. Let me make sure I click on this. A sun or a seal. Apply this, and now I have this one. Maybe I want more of a banner look. So by just right-clicking and applying this shape, these will change. If you just were to double-click on it, it will add the shape to the page, because there are two things that can be done with shapes, and its default is just to add it to the page. So this is what happens with most of my everyday enhanced photo clusters that I'm making now. But I'm going to go back to the Everyday Enhanced Set 1, which was the original set when I was still learning. I don't make them I don't build them like this anymore. But if you bought them the first time around, you might want to know how to do some of the same things. So I'm going to add it to my page, and I am going to group and ungroup. The difference with these, there are two main differences. One, if I click on it, you'll see that the stroke says none, even though you see what appears to be a stroke around it. I actually built these with effects. And when I go over to my shape and right click, apply this shape to the selected elements, it's going to make it a heart, but it has this weird mat around it, and that is the effect. All I need to do is slide up here to effects and remove it. Now I have my heart photo, and if I decide that I want to have a stroke around it, I can choose whatever kind of stroke that I would like. Like I said, now I'm building them with strokes instead of effects, but if you have any of my older ones and you happen to do an add, apply this shape, and you get a weird mat around it, that's what it is, and it can be easily moved under effects. The other thing in my old one is I had realized that any other shape besides a rectangle does not create the effect like I thought, and so I was adding mats behind it for these circle things. So you can see the circle is separate, and this little stroke is not a stroke at all, it's just a photo mat, but I can do the right click, apply the shape, and actually, yeah, this is all part of effects. I'm going to remove the effects and delete that. And now you have another one that's correctly done. And I can add a stroke to it in any color and add it back in. And now you've got a stroke on here like the other ones. Like I said, all the ones that I'm making now are using strokes and not effects. But if you run into one of the older packs, that's how you can sort it out. I'm going to delete this, and I'm just going to show you again with another older pack. This is the Road Trip Enhanced Photo Clusters. Again, this was built really early on when I was learning about shapes. So I'm going to add this to the page, and I'm going to group and ungroup. And we see this one has a photo frame. I'm going to actually just double check and remove. This one doesn't seem to have any effects applied. So if I go over here and I'll just choose one, apply this shape, it should work out great because it still has a stroke around it. It didn't matter. When I go to this one, apply this shape, you can see this one I used effects instead because we have the odd matted square. And so I'll just click remove, and I can always, if I want them to match, I could sample the stroke style and then go over here and apply the stroke style. And now it all matches up. So you may encounter both ways depending on how old the enhanced photo clusters are, but all the ones I'm doing now I'm using with strokes, which makes it super easy to just apply something new. And that is a way that you can change up the photo clusters that you've already purchased and use them for a whole new theme. Thanks for scrapping it easy with me, and I can't wait to see what you all make.